What's up, y'all? Today I want to share with you guys 3 personal development books and their main takeaways to help you have some practical and tactical tips to help you think and feel towards your goals. The reason why I'm creating this video is because a couple weeks ago, I made a book review video on Neville Goddard's The Feeling is the Secret. Now, Neville talked about a lot of ways where we can feel our way towards our goal, but doesn't really give a lot too many practical tips. And I wanted to bridge that gap by using personal development books. So make sure to stay until book number 3 because it's a very low-key book that not too many people talk about, but very powerful. But without further ado, book number 1, Psycho-Cybernetics by Maxwell Maltz. The main takeaway from this book is that the self-image is key to any long-term behavior change. The author was a plastic surgeon who was interested in psychology because he noticed that his patients who viewed themselves as ugly after he operated on them that should be technically more beautiful after, still saw themselves as not so pretty, not so beautiful. And which made him realize that the key to any long-term behavior change is that how we view ourselves is so important. Now, bringing this back to Neville Goddard's The Feeling is the Secret and operating from our desired end state, how do we bridge, if self-image is so important, our self-image today to our self-image of the future of who we want to be? Which takes us to our next book. Book number 2, Atomic Habits by James Clear. Main big takeaway here is that we can use our habits to vote and build upon our desired identities. Now, this goes against Neville Goddard's principle of feeling and acting using the law of assumption and from our desired end state. And the problem that I see that a lot of people can have with this is having imposter syndrome. We discussed this in my previous video. How do you feel rich when you don't have any money? How do you feel fit when you are overweight? How do you feel mentally strong when you've just binge watched 8 hours of Netflix? You can't really feel that way because you haven't earned it. So I really like James Clear's way of saying that we can actually stack these little habits day after day, week after week, month after month, to actually vote on our desired identity. And the key here is that it's just a small act, but it's still a vote nonetheless. So believe that these small actions are actually building towards that identity. So if you want to feel rich, you can tip $1 next time you buy coffee. If you feel like you want to be fit, you can do 1 push-up next time you don't want to do a workout. Next time you feel like just watching Netflix, you can read 1 page of a book, or even better, not better, but I guess another option is to watch 1 personal development book review on YouTube and actually apply one of the concepts and actually feel like you're actually making some changes. Now, these are small in the grand scheme of everything, right? But if you stack these wins, and as James Clear said, 1, believe that you can actually make the change using these small habits, and 2, you're using a habit tracker to actually visually see that you're actually making a change, and 3, you just need a majority vote to actually earn your desired identity, right? So, and I think that last part is very crucial because a lot of people think that we need to win 365 days of the year, but we only need to win, as James Clear said, a majority of the year. So if we get anything above 50%, so let's just say we do a push-up for 200 out of 365 days, just 1 time a day, we are actually have successfully voted on our fit self for the year. Now, if you add progressive overload to that, that makes you even more believable that you are actually seeing the muscles and you are seeing the change. So it's very crucial that we earn and build using the principles of atomic habits to our desired identity to feel our way and earn our way to our desired end state and goals. Book number 3, The Alter Ego Effect by Todd Herman. Now, this book was released in 2019, but I don't hear too many people talk about it. So I still think it's very low key, but the main reason why I think it's very powerful is because it allows us the ability to tap into alter egos or our role models into different states that already embody the values, the mindsets, and the actions that our desired end state would be taking. Because the typical issue is that we don't feel like we are motivated, we are not strong enough, we still have this imposter syndrome. So the example in the book of tapping into alter egos they shared was like Beyonce. Beyonce used to just be a shy little church girl, right? How did she end up becoming the bold, sexy Beyonce? Well, she had to create the alter ego of Sasha Fierce. Sasha Fierce was someone who was okay with stepping on stage, being confident, being bold, being her sexy self, right? Something that her old self-image was not comfortable with. But by creating this identity of Sasha Fierce, she gave herself the permission to act out in a different way that was not in alignment with her old self-image, but something that she was working towards to. So I think this is very powerful because you will slowly merge your past image to your alter ego almost over time into one until you no longer need the self-image anymore. Beyonce never needed Sasha Fierce at one point because she has already just merged the two together. And that's the goal for us, is that we need to start to think about what kind of end state, what kind of alter egos do we want to embody? And it might not be as easy to right away think about, oh, who should we create? So one activity I like to think about is you can also use role models, right? So if you're thinking about becoming more fit, you can think about The Rock. The Rock is a great embodiment and role model for what someone who loves fitness should do. No matter where he is, anywhere around the world, he will find time to work out. He gets after it and he still lives his life and does everything else. And he actually gets results. So whenever we feel like we're not working out, we can think about what would The Rock do? Right? And we would be able to tap into the extra power and strength to push us through. Maybe it's in our professional lives. How do we actually become better leaders and professionals? Right? Maybe we think about Jocko Willing. Jocko Willing is someone who wakes up in the morning, gets after it, and is a great leader. And by thinking of tapping into our Jocko Willing alter ego, we're able to tap into a new state that maybe we're going to just find the best solution. We are going to say good in a bad situation and try to find the silver lining to move ourselves forward. So play around with this idea of alter egos or role models so that we can actually feel our desired end state sooner than later. So tying this all together, book number 1, Psycho-Cybernetics, talks about the importance of self-image is key to any long-term behavior change. Book number 2, Atomic Habits, talks about the importance of taking small actionable steps as a vote and earning your desired identity. Book number 3, The Alter Ego Effect, talks about the importance of creating alter egos or using role models as a way to act and live your desired end state sooner than later so that you can actually feel and have a glimpse of what it is like to live the good life. So I truly think if you apply these tips and read through these books, you can actually think and feel your way towards your goals sooner than later. So let me know down in the comments below whether you guys agree or not with my tips, but feel free to give this video a like if you enjoyed it. Consider subscribing if you like this type of content, but that's all I got. Much love. Peace.